Hello, YouTubers. I am the Phoenix, and today is November the 10th, 2020. Not really been the best year for much, but today is a brief ray of sunshine, otherwise gloomy year, for two reasons. One, EA Access has now been included on Xbox Game Pass, so if you have that, if you have the Game Pass, you can now play all the all the, all the, you can play any crap that EA churns out. And, if you are one of those people that loves the FIFA or, Madden games, then you may as well stop buying them, because if you now get it on Game Pass, you only have to wait a few months for it to come out. So all you people who pay like £60 for it, EA makes you feel really great that you just have to wait 3 or 6 months and then you get to play the game that you spent over 60 or up to £100 on for the pre-order, and it's all free. Yeah, we're looking at you, EA. Maybe it's time to buck up your ideas a little bit. But anyways, moving on to the most important part, which is today is the launch of the newest Xbox. As you all know, the Xbox Series X. Yes, this is said to be the most powerful console at the moment. Until the next powerful console comes out. But this is supposed to revolutionize gaming, along with, say, the PlayStation 5. But you know what? I'm more of an Xbox person, and as many people tell me, oh yeah, PlayStation's got loads of exclusives. I'm really not that fussed about exclusives, to be honest. I'm more about the online play and playing with my friends who, I've met quite good friends over the last few years playing on Xbox. So those people that, want to have their exclusives and only care about their exclusives, get the fudge out. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Alright, so this is supposedly to be the most powerful console to date. And what makes it so powerful is the fact, one of the things, it's now using SSD rather than HDD. Now, for quickly, and those of you who don't know what HDD is, or SD, sorry, SSD, trying to get wet lips around that one. HDD is hard disk drive, where SSD is solid state drive. Now, the difference between the two is that HDD, inside a HDD, like external hard drive, there's usually like a disk that goes round and round and round. And that's what is basically powering, say, your memory and such. It does take a little bit longer, but with SSD, basically there's no like disk inside. It's basically chips, a series of microchips anyway. Much like a flash drive. Think of it as a rather big flash drive. You know the teeny tiny things you get, and you just plug it in, you store most of your, or a few of your videos or documents or whatnot. Think of it as a rather large which is inside here, which is 1 terabyte. So it's going to make games load absolutely fast. And I've seen various people do this, and you will see it yourself, that will load faster than most times. Specifically if you're playing offline. I mean, I'm not sure about the online content. I don't know how fast the online content is going to be. But if it's anywhere near as fast as what you play offline, then you are going to see a very big change. Another change to this is apparently you can play various games all at the same time. So if you're playing offline games, say you're playing like Resident Evil, and your friends message you online, they want you to play something like Dragon Ball, or they want you to play COD, or they want to play Overwatch, then essentially you be able to pause that game, play like, I don't know, an hour with them or half of them, and then you're supposed to be able to go back to the original game, so you don't have to like constantly load in. It should be already paused where you left it, which is going to be revolutionary. Now, I think it's going to make gaming so much more fun, specifically now that most games are going to be all crossplay. So a lot of games starting to become more crossplay, which is going to break down the console wars, I suppose. But as I said earlier, a lot of people are or PlayStation is better, PlayStation is better. I don't really care. As I said, I'm more of an Xbox person. Ever since I had a PlayStation 1, I didn't like the PlayStation 1. I wanted an N64 but unfortunately, I got PlayStation for Christmas because the games were cheap. So I've been more of an Xbox person, and I'll always be more of an Xbox person. So let's get into opening this baby up. Now, just find out. This one's fairly easy to show. I don't have to cut anything open like I thought I would. I can just pull stick the box. I like to keep boxes specifically for resale value. If, say, Xbox decide they want to come out with an even better version of these consoles, a bit like the series, bit like the Xbox One X, they did come out with another Xbox. Well, they came out with the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and then the X. And as soon as it's a series, because obviously they come out with the Series S, which is the less powerful, less costly version of all digital. So that one off. Oh wow, see that one came off fairly easy. One of the features is that it is up to 8K high dynamic range. So for the more, I suppose, modern TVs, which are now turning out 8K resolution, I suppose it's going to be for those type of TVs. But most people will have 4K. Most people will have 4K TV. So it's only if people who want to be really pricing go 8K. So at Boston. More okay. I do like the way they've done the packaging this year. So you just have to literally put off. You don't have to cut into various things just to get off, or because if you check out my unboxing of the series, I mean the Xbox One X, see, I'm getting it too confused. I think a lot of people have done that. In fact, I heard rumors that people were accidentally pre-ordering Xbox One X's as opposed to Xbox Series X. To be honest, I was lucky enough to get this because obviously at the moment in the UK, you may be aware we're currently on lockdown. All non-essential shops have shut, so there was lucky enough for our game store to say we could go and pre-order it a week prior to lockdown and just pick it up on the day. Alright, so that is that. Oh. So essentially, aha, here we go. Oh, that was fairly easy. Hey, I like this. It's not full of like styrofoam like lots of other things. You take it. This thing is heavy, man. I didn't expect it to be this heavy. Oh. I guess this is the perfect gift for Christmas because if you see it, always looks like a wrapped up Christmas present, minus the festive kind of wrap that you normally have. As it says, "Power your dreams." That's their current motto at the moment. We're just gonna slide that right off. Damaging. As usual, when I get something like this, I like to share it with you guys. So if you don't have it yet, know what to look forward to. All those of you on PlayStation might want to switch to Xbox. You know who you are. Okay. So, and not tear off. Sad thing thing is, if I want to put it back in, want to resell it, you have to wrap it back up like this, just so you can get the most out of your money. There we go. Oh yeah. And there it is. Move that out of the way for a brief second, so we can have a look at it. There it is in all its glory. I think that's the right way up. Now, as you can see at the top, there's the little the vents, and as you can see, you got your disk drive just here. Basic standard, obviously, connect button for your controller, one USB port at the front, and your basic power button, which is more of a clicky one this year. Yeah. So that's something, because sometimes you just have to light up when you touch it. Or you can just run your hand over it, because I've known people who have cats and dogs and they just like run past their Xboxes and just switch on. It's like, yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so looking at the back of it, looks like it. Maybe it does. Looking at the back of it, this time you've got your connection ports all at the bottom, rather than completely. So this bit is completely the back of it. So rather than having all up your Xbox as you normally would do, you've only got one side, which is good if you want to say place it somewhere. I suppose it's because it's got this kind of tower look like a PC, so it kind of does look like, you know, a regular sort of PC or a miniature PC, which is what they're trying to aim for. They're trying to aim for PC gaming on console. I it's kind of close, but a lot of people say, "Oh, they'd rather have a PC." You know what? I'd rather have both, because like I got my games on PC, like World of Warcraft, and I've got the console games I can play with my friends who can't afford really to pay out what like a $1,000 for a decent, you know, a decent gaming PC. So as you can see, you've got your two USB ports, Ethernet port, HDMI, and your normal power port, which I'm guessing is a non-box one, so it's just a cable, and your storage expansion. So I'm guessing this is where an SSD card you could slot in there, possibly. I'm not too sure about the schematics of it completely. That's my best guess. Now, as you can see on this side, bring it up closer, you can see those little bits there, which means you can easily have it either vertical or horizontal, depending on where. Depending on which way you want it. If you want it like that, or you kind of want to look like it would fit underneath your unit. So, and bring the box back, and let us look at what is in the box. Obviously, it's not just units. Lid out. Let's open up the accessories that come with. So you got your standard power cord. So you got standard power, as I said, box. So that's what the new ones are starting to come out as better, because you don't have a big old shove somewhere. You've got your ultra high speed HDMI cables. Remember to only use the ultra cables, particularly these ones, or anyone higher than 2.5, particularly if you want best resolution for your gaming. Anything underneath this? What's that on the other side? No, that's just a backpack. Alright, let's just shove that. So let's just have a look at the brand new controller, Series X. Let's just shut that. And there it is. Now the difference between this controller, as you can see, and the regular ones, if I take my one, is that now you have the share button in the middle. So those of you that like to upload what they've just done, or use it, or send it to Twitter or YouTube, I suppose, or anywhere you particularly want to go, you can easily just press that rather than having to go through the menu systems. Unfortunately, it is still batteried. As you can see, you will need your AA's unless you've got the power packs. But the biggest change is now the port is now, which maybe people may or may not know, the porting is now, if I can bring it closer, USB-C, which is different from the regular USB ports that have on the old one. I think, there we go, I can find my Elite Controller 2, which is a very good controller. Let's just Google it. But it carries the exact same connection. The USB-C is what is running for the Elite Controller Series 2. Now, if you have that, you will have the extended cable for it, so you'll be able to plug that into this, which is a good thing. And the main difference, as again, is the D-pad. Now, the regular D-pads for the Xbox come in a cross capacity, if you can see right there. These ones now come in more of the classic pads you would get, which is pretty good because obviously with the Elite controllers, I don't have it on here, but Elite controllers, you can take them off and change it for that kind of pad. If, say, you want to use it for, say, some fighting games like Street Fighter and whatnot, which is what I do. I tend to switch pads depending if I'm playing that kind of game, fighting game, or I switch it if I'm playing Mortal Kombat, where it's more of a up-down, if I want more circular motion. And this is going to help with that, because obviously when you have the cross, it's very hard to do circular motion on your D-pad, and some people will sometimes prefer the stick, or sometimes prefer using D-pad. I mean, the stick is good for complete motion. D-pad is now, I would say, a lot better for cross. You wouldn't have to rely on the switch and the D-pads on the Elite. Okay, I think that is everything now. So let's just bring this back in. Oh my god. So that is the Series X controller with the newer controller and all the accessories available. So on the look of things, I actually like it. I actually like the design of it. I didn't realize how heavy it would be. Just when you get it, you'll feel the weight. I mean, I guess if it's the most powerful console, it's going to be a lot heavier, and it's going to be a lot more, there's going to be a lot more inside of it to make it run a lot faster, a lot better than the previous console. But that is that. That is it. That is the unboxing of the Series X. And maybe when another one comes out, we'll do an unboxing of that as well. So that is it. Now, I've now got to work out where the hell am I going to put this thing. It's absolutely massive. But anyways, I'm going to sign off now. But if you do see me online, I am the Phoenix, RK Phoenix. If you see me online, try and challenge me a bit. Or hit me up on the Twitter, which will be on the description down below. Or maybe on my channel that I can't actually say, because if you do say it in these videos, YouTube will then, you know, or ban your videos. So, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, time to test this up. Catch you later, guys.